My name is Don Beck. I'm the third generation to farm this ground. We run mainly hay forages, alfalfa, straight alfalfa, alfalfa grass mix, straight grass, some forage grains. Grandpa came west at the age of 17 in 1894. He got off the train over here at Hauser, and that was the first year they had the Northern Pacific was open. He came from Moscow Mills, Missouri, where his mother and stepfather lived. His mom sent him west to live with his oldest brother, John, whose place is about 1.5 miles west of where our house is. Uncle John had already been out here for 8 years, and he had a dairy established and was starting to buy land and farm. And my grandfather idolized his oldest brother, so it was no problem getting him to come out here. This started out as a grade A dairy. My grandfather milked 60 head of registered Holsteins starting in 1906. By 1925, he had the highest producing registered Holstein herd in the state of Idaho. Then came the Depression, and they were paying by mostly on butterfat. So on those purebred Holstein cows, he put Jersey bulls. Anyway, my dad was also a dairy farmer, and he grumbled at his dad a lot for that one. But anyway, I grew up milking cows, and I swore, you know, I'm not coming back if I have to milk cows. Well, the dairy cows left in '69. Praise be to God. And so after college at the U of I came back and took over and found that you should play to your strong suit. I was raised by a man who knew what good hay should be, and he taught me well, and I put my hay up against anybody's anywhere.
I'm Jim Beck. I'm a fourth generation farmer on the 7B ranch in Post Falls, Idaho. We are a hay and cattle ranch raising alfalfa, grass hay, and assorted other agricultural products. My family first broke out this ground, and this is pertinent because it's a struggle that my family's had to deal with ever since they got this property back in 1904. Is the rocks that are in the soil are so thick and so numerous that it breaks the equipment you try and use on it. It doesn't let the crops grow as much as they should. And so removing those rocks has been something that the family has been doing for generations, literally. To give you an idea of how hard it is to work with, of the original 640 acres of the square mile that my great-grandfather bought, we only cultivated 200 of it after 100 years of farming. So to deal with that problem, my father, in a great example of his foresight, decided to talk with a company that would use those rocks for a beneficial purpose. Rather than that being a thorn in our side, it could benefit us. His vision was to get involved with a concrete premix company and have them come in and take the rocks out. And then after they were done, we would reclaim the ground into something that the family could use to continue farming.
Concerning what has been done here with Spokane rock and then interstate concrete, it did take 20 years to find someone that would listen to me and take it seriously, that this is the wave of future for open pit mining. You have to show a good end use for the land. You can't just leave a big hole in the ground. Plus, I wanted more ground that if I wanted to seed it to good pasture grass and up my stocking rate, I could. And this will do it.
When they started the process, the first thing they do is they take a bulldozer in and they strip all the topsoil off of that section. So they'll work in 15, 20 acre sections where they will go in and strip an area. Then that's where they take the topsoil off, put it in a big pile for use later. And then once that topsoil is stripped off, they'll come in with a crusher unit and front end loaders, and they will scoop out sides of the hill and take it over and dump it into the crusher. The crusher will send it into a sorting plant where it will sort the different sizes of rock and categorize it into the different products that concrete needs for production, and they'll store those in different piles. And so once they've taken that down to within a certain distance from the aquifer, because that was one of the terms of the permit from the county commissioners, is that we can't go within 50 feet of the aquifer. To farm is to bring forth the best that the land can produce. And I see the products being layered. There's the improvements to the land itself. There's the products that you can get off of it, such as hay or maybe produce or other types of food. And there's also the benefit to the people who work the farm. So as a very central part of that, I see the continuation of this farm as essential to the development of young men who come to work here, or young women, if they choose to. And hard work and the farm lifestyle is something that benefits young minds tremendously, because it teaches lessons that don't care if you're sick that day. They don't care if you're tired. The land needs to be worked and things need to be done. Not because some boss somewhere tells you that you need to have this form filled out. It's because the land needs it. And if you don't, then the land won't produce. And it's a very simple contract. So it's my responsibility as a farmer to take the best care of the land as I can. Because even if you take advantage of the land and you don't care for it properly, that's a very short-term vision. To be a proper farmer and to be a proper man in today's culture, you have to have a long-term vision of what's best. You have to be willing to sacrifice some of today for a better tomorrow.
This is the best life I could have ever imagined for myself.